Chapter 4. Birds' Beaks and Claws. Let's know. Birds are the flying beauty. Their body is covered with feathers. They have wings which help them to fly. However, some birds like penguins, kiwis, emus, and ostriches cannot fly. Birds do not have any teeth to bite, cut, or chew their food like other animals. They have a hard and horny part on the mouth. It is called the beak. Different birds have different beaks. The shape and size of beaks depends on the kind of food they eat. Kinds of beaks: short, hard, and horny beaks. Birds like sparrow, pigeon, hen, and dove mostly eat seeds and grains. They have short, hard, and horny beaks to break their food before eating. Hooked beaks. Some birds like parrot, which need to crack open nuts and seeds from fruits, have a pointed and hooked beak. Birds like vultures, eagles, and owls and kites are meat eaters. They also have sharp hooked beaks which help them to tear flesh. Chisel-shaped beaks. Some birds like wrens and woodpeckers have a long chisel-shaped beak. They use their beaks to drill into the wood to look for insects. Broad and flat beaks. Birds like duck and swan dig up the mud underwater for their food. They have flat and broad beaks which have strainers all along the edges. When they squeeze the beak, water and mud go out through these strainers and the food remains inside the mouth. Straw-shaped beak. Hummingbirds have a long and slender beak. It helps them to suck nectar from flowers. Spear-shaped beak. Birds like pelican, kingfisher, and heron have a spear-shaped beak, which helps them to pierce into a fish and lift it out of water. Some birds like the tailor bird and weaver bird have special beaks that can weave or sew leaves, straw, etc. to make their nests. You must know, study of birds is known as ornithology. Toes and claws. Birds have 2 feet with usually 4 toes each, with sharp nails called claws. They uses them to hold the branches of trees, to catch their food, to swim or move around. They also use their toes and claws to protect themselves from enemies, for fighting, for climbing up the tree trunks, and for scratching the ground. Different birds have different claws according to their needs. Hunter birds, flesh-eating birds like eagle, hawk, and kite have strong and sharp claws to catch and hold their prey firmly. Scratching birds, birds like hen and quail, use their feet for scratching the ground to bring out the buried seeds, insects, and worms. The claws of these birds have 3 strong toes with sharp nails in front and 1 short toe at the back. Perching birds, birds like crow, sparrow, and myna spend most of their life on trees. They have 3 slender toes in front and 1 at the back. These help the birds to hold onto the branches firmly. These birds do not fall off even while sleeping. This type of gripping is called perching. So, these birds are known as perching birds. Climbing birds. Birds like woodpecker and parrot are called climbing birds. They have 2 toes which point upwards and 2 others which point downwards. These help them to climb and cling to trees. Swimming birds. Swimming birds like duck and swan have webbed feet. They have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. The 3 front toes are joined by flaps of skin called webs. These help them to use their feet while swimming. Wading birds. Birds like crane, heron, stork, etc. have long legs with spread out toes. This helps them to wade through muddy water to catch fish. You must know, some birds like the 3-toed woodpecker have 3 toes while the ostrich have only 2 toes. Nests of birds. Birds make different types of nests with the things available to them. Some birds prefer natural things such as sticks, twigs, straw, grass, or leaves. The others may use things like wool, cotton, paper wrappers, or even wires. Birds' nests are strong on the outside, but soft and warm on the inside to keep the eggs warm. Nesting habits of some birds. Birds build nests in many different places, such as the ground, in trees, or on the sides of buildings. The sparrow can be found in and around kucha houses. It makes its nest anywhere, for example, on the top of a cupboard, behind a mirror, in the bushes, etc. The crow builds its nest high up on a tree. Weaver bird is a great builder. It makes a beautiful hanging basket-like nest by weaving and knotting the grass. The dove makes its nest among the thorns of a cactus plant or a myrtle hedge. Tailor bird stitches leaves together to make its nest. Pigeon makes its nest in the hollows of walls. A woodpecker makes holes in tree trunks to make its nest. Birds like horn build their nests in the holes of wood. Flightless birds like ostrich and emu dig holes in the ground. Eagle and vulture make untidy nests with twigs on high branches. You must know, birds use the nests only to lay their eggs. They keep their eggs warm by sitting on them for some period of time. After the eggs have hatched and chick turtles have grown, they leave the nests. Key terms: pierce, to make a hole in; perching, to sit on the edge of something; wading, walking through deep muddy water; webbed, connected by a membrane. Wrap up key points of the chapter. The birds have different types of beaks and claws to suit their food habits. Strong,
curved beak parrot. Short, strong, hard beak peacock. Long, pointed beak hummingbird. Strong, sharp, hooked beak eagle. Strong, pointed beak woodpecker. Broad, flat beak swan. Sharp, curved claws talons. Sharp, hard claws peacock, hen. Feet and claws to hold on to tree branches and wires. Webbed feet duck and swan. Long, thin legs heron crane. Strong legs ostrich, emu. Birds make their nests with the things which are available to them. Birds use their nests only to lay eggs.